Hello, vinyl community people. It's Mike, MGK Boston, back midday on a Saturday here, rainy day. It's a big Taylor Swift weekend here in Boston. Gillette Stadium, 3 nights of Swifties, whatever those guess the fans are. I think it's Swiffers, you know, for cleaning around the house, but these are Swifties or Swifties. And they're all there, and it's 3 nights sold out. I had a traffic nightmare on my commute yesterday, but I'm staying homeward bound. So they're going to get rained on today. It's rain or shine. But it's 3 sold out nights. I can't imagine what people are paying for tickets to see her. But whatever floats your boat. Nothing against Taylor Swift. I know Rob at Northern Revolutions is a devout fan of her work. So you like what you like, right? So anyway, yeah, today I got out before the rain. A buddy of mine's training for a marathon on Cape Cod this fall. Looks like I'm training for the marathon because I ended up doing 9 miles this morning and I'm feeling it. This afternoon, I predict a nap in my future. But anyway, today it's contest time. Those of you in the vinyl community or people just watch the videos might know Sam St. John, him of the Perfect Hair. Believe he's down in Virginia. Sam is. He's been around this scene for quite a while. Interacts with a lot of people. And so he's having a contest. It's just to have a contest. He said it's not really to gain subscribers, but it would seem to me it's inevitable that he's going to gain subscribers. That's why most people have contests, to create awareness of their channel. But a lot of people already know Sam, like I said, and nice guy by all accounts. And he mentioned in a comment, we were going back and forth the other day. I can't remember on what video, but turned to the Grateful Dead, and he's going to see Dead and Company this summer. And I said, well, I've seen them 3 times, and I thought I'd wear this shirt today for Sam. It's this was Dead and Company at Fenway Park, and this was in the summer of 2017. And then I saw them again at Gillette Stadium in 2019, and then back to 2018. I saw them at the Boston Garden. So I'm all good on that. They're playing 2 nights at Fenway, and I believe those are sold out in July. I'm good on that now at this point, but enjoy that show, Sam. I guarantee you're going to have a blast. And being a musician yourself, John Mayer, I'm not a fan of his solo stuff, but he does the Jerry Garcia part perfectly. So I'll be curious to see what you think after that show, Sam. So Sam's contest is very simple. It is simple, but it's not. It sounded simple at first, but it's not actually. As people that watch my channel, I'm very eclectic. I guess I've become predictable to some degree, but I like a lot of classic country. I like blues. I like jazz. I like 80s alternative. That's kind of where I started collecting. And yeah, so, you know, I kind of show a mix of those things. And of course, some classic rock thrown in, and reggae too. Big reggae fan. So it's kind of hard the contest is to pick 5 records that people new to your channel would be surprised to see. Well, these are more maybe I'm trying to see people that watch my channel regularly, if these are a surprise to you. So anyway, I've done my best with this. It took me a while. I ended up with 6, Sam, so you get a bonus on this one. So let me dive right into it. So this is a compilation called It Came From the Pit. This is on the Psych Records label from Canada. It's a hardcore punk label and metal. In the 80s, I don't think it's still active today, and this release date on that one, 1985. So this is a compilation of hardcore punk between bands across the country, actually, that were active at the time. Problem Children, Thrashing With Your Parents is a song on here. I know my friend Mike at Uncommon Pallor. He's up in Ontario, and he listens to a lot of punk rock. I guarantee Mike's probably has this in his collection. It was a pretty popular compilation at the time. Oh yeah, this label was out of Montreal. Excuse me. So anyway, Sudden Impact were another band on this. They were from Toronto, a song in here called Drunk Driving. Gas and Hour were a band from Montreal, local youths. No Means No. They had a song on here, No Sex. No Sex. No Sex for You. It Came From the Pit. And let's see on the inside here. Yeah, so actually, a friend of mine, Barry, he watches my videos back home, back in Ontario. He doesn't have a channel, but he was really into punk rock of all my friends I hung out with, and I'm still keeping in touch with my friend Barry. He was a big fan of this compilation too, so shout out Barry to you. So yeah, you can see here it's first side and the last side. So that's It Came From the Pit. That's a hardcore punk compilation. It's Metallica's debut, Kill 'Em All, arguably the blueprint for thrash metal. That's debatable in some circles, but most critics would say that this, is the blueprint for bands that would follow after them. Release date on this one is 1983 on this debut. Dives right in with Hit the Lights, The Four Horsemen, Whiplash, Seek and Destroy is probably my favorite song on this, and it clocks in at 6 minutes, 50 seconds. And there's the boys on the inside right there. You can see, very young. Of course, they were at this point. And there you go. There's Kill 'Em All, and that is Metallica. Let's see if there's anything else inside. No, just lyric sheets, nothing fancy, just that photo of the lads right there. So that's Metallica, Kill 'Em All. All right. Here's another surprise. Ann-Margret, singer, dancer, actress. Potentially she was the girlfriend of Elvis Presley. That was never really confirmed, but boy, if I was Elvis, I would have been going for this over Priscilla Presley any day of the week. She was a knockout. So this is her debut. I'm not sure what label she was on here. RCA Victor, of course. So it's just a showcase. It plays like a vocal jazz album. And here she is, as it says, Ann-Margret. It's a lot of standards on here. She does a version of Chicago, Bye Bye Blues, Blame It on My Youth. It plays just like she could really sing and up tempo. This is more down tempo, like I say, like a light jazz vocal, but it's very pleasant. I like this. This was like something I picked up for like $1, $2 in a cheap bin, but it's in excellent condition. It's worth it just for the cover alone. Look at her, right? Fantastic. So that's Ann-Margret, 1961, the debut release. So I never show classical music, but I do have some in my collection. I don't know a whole lot about it. I'm still learning. It's a steep learning curve with this. This is the late, great cellist, arguably the best in the world at the time. She was active between about 1960 and 1972. And then at that point, she contracted multiple sclerosis, which killed her eventually. She was dead by the early 80s. Jacqueline du Pré I'm talking about. And that was her husband, Daniel Barenboim. So she was from England. He was an Israeli guy. And he was a conductor as well as a very, very recognized and accomplished pianist. And so he conducts her here with this orchestra in Israel. And they do Schumann's cello concerto in A minor. And it's her with an orchestra background. And it's really beautiful music. It's, side one is 3 movements and side 2 is 1 movement. So, it's Jacqueline du Pré. Very sad ending to her life. Very short life. She was dead by the time I think she was 41 or 42 years old. Yeah, and this was recorded right after they were married in Israel. And she converted to Judaism at the time, as he was Jewish. And they did this concert in Israel. And there's a nice, it's on the Angel label. That's a popular classical music label. And there's a whole story about here. They were married in June 67 and did this concert in Israel, blah, blah, blah. So that's Jacqueline du Pré and Daniel Barenboim. I have an excellent version of Chopin's Nocturnes, which is a success. It's a whole bunch of piano music, basically. And Daniel Barenboim playing that. That's an excellent one, too. But I'm not showing that today. This is just a side note. This was a film made about the life of Jacqueline du Pré. It's called Hilary and Jackie. And the lead was played by Emily Watson. There she is right there. She played Jacqueline du Pré in the film. And there's Rachel Griffiths. Rachel Griffiths actually showed up on the American television program 6 Feet Under on HBO, played a role on that, and she's an excellent actress as well. But Emily Watson had just come off Breaking the Waves, that film she did with Stellan Skarsgård. He's one of my favorite actors. And this film was 1998, I believe, the release on this film. But yeah, if you ever get a chance, look it up. It's an excellent biopic. Again, it's called Hilary and Jackie. Just a side note on Jacqueline du Pré. Like I do, I'll insert those little things. So anyway, where are we at? We're getting near the end here. I'm a little long-winded for this contest. I just can't help myself. So this is Henry Rollins, the Rollins Band. Of course, I was a big fan of Black Flag in the 80s when I was in high school into university years. And this was, of course, his spin-off that he did, the Rollins Band. And this was the debut he did on the Imago label. You can see right there. He'd done a few with the Rollins Band until this point, but this was kind of the first. Imago wasn't a major label, but he had a significant producer behind him on this, a guy named Andy Wallace. And there's Henry on the back. He used to wear the running shorts, no shirt, shirt's optional. And the big track on this one kicks it off, and that's called Low Self-Opinion. A lot of yelling and screaming here. This isn't for everybody. There's the band on the inside right there. This was, I really liked this at the time that this came out. This is 1992. I was still listening to a lot of this heavy stuff. I couldn't tell you the last time I played this. There's another cool shot of Henry Rollins right there. What else on the inside? Pictures of the band, all the other members of the band right there. So yeah, this is called The End of Silence. And this is, it really is the end of silence. It's really friggin' loud. So there it is. It's the Rollins Band, End of Silence. All right. We got here, well, this crooner right here. This would be the opposite of Henry Rollins. Completely. Doing a 180 on that one. This is Andy Williams from 1962. I'm a sucker for this stuff. I love it. I'm a lounge lizard at heart. I actually bought this with my own money. This is not from my late great dad's collection, although I do like a lot of the stuff in that collection. I'm going to do a video coming up, just a teaser for that. My dad's birthday would have been June 6th, so I'm going to do a special on some of my dad's favorites. So that's coming up. I'm just thinking about that right now up here, getting the wheels in motion. So this is Moon River and other great movie themes. So I was thinking about Moon River. That song, speaking of it being in a film, Born on the 4th of July, an Oliver Stone film, part of his Vietnam trilogy that he did, was starring Tom Cruise. I remember the scene, Tom Cruise is at some dance, and he's slow dancing to Moon River, and it's kind of the day before he ships off to Vietnam. And that's when I hear the song Moon River, I always think of that. That's just such an excellent film, Born on the 4th of July. I'm a big movie buff, in case you didn't figure that out. So anyway, there's some others on here. Theme from a Summer Place, Tender is the Night, It Might as Well Be Spring. There he is right there on the back. And of course, this is before he had his variety TV show in the mid to late 60s. That's before I came into the world. But yeah, that's Andy Williams. And lastly, I'll dedicate this one to my friend Gary over at Physical Format Rock and Roll. He's one of ABBA's biggest fans, or sorry, as he pronounces it, ABBA. Yeah, it looks like some sort of meaning of a cult on the back here, isn't that? It's kind of far out, kind of weird. But anyway, it's ABBA, you know, they're just doing their thing, and they're being obviously worshipped by their fans here. Really, I've never really looked at this album. Yeah, and then there's some like gymnastics going on over here. I haven't looked at this album in great detail, obviously. I'm fascinated with it this minute. So there they are, and on the inside, this is Super Trooper. I don't know who it was the two couples. I don't know, one of them got divorced, both of them got divorced. It was kind of like Fleetwood Mac rumors. No one was really getting along, but they still put this together. Of course, there they were on the Atlantic label. So the title track on this one, Super Trooper, was a big song. Winner Takes It All is on here. What else? On and On and On. Lay All Your Love on Me. Yeah, I've got this, and I've got Volume 1 and Volume 2 Greatest Hits. So I'm pretty set up with, I think, ABBA Gary in my collection. So closing out this contest entry for Sam St. John. That's going to wrap it up, folks, today. Whatever you're doing, your neck of the woods, I hope you're doing something fun. And yeah, that's going to do it. I don't think another video is in the works for me this weekend. So I'll be watching some of these other contest entries. So it looks like Sam's already had several people enter, and I've got those in my watch later list on YouTube. So anyway, folks, have a great day, and I'll see you next time.